Hello, fellow crafters and paper artisans. It's Chandra with Stock and Stuff. I am here for the July 2025 sheet load. I did 3 sets on July 1st. I'm already behind on my July cards. They should have been in the mail last week, but I pushed it to wait for the sheet load so I could do some really quick cards and get them out. So one of them will be late because one of these birthday cards should have been at that home today, and then I'm gonna blame the holiday on the rest of the ones for this week. So this is very similar to last month's, except this is the A2 size, and so I just didn't want to make that many 5x7s because I end up with so many scraps when I do that. So she told us this is what was going to happen for this month, and I just decided to wait. So I started with my red, white, and blue. And the big thing that I used that I wanted to share was this Paper Tree ink July birthday stamp. It's not called that. It's called Birthday Classics July. And so I used 2 different stamps from that. So I had this raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, what is that other berry? Blackberry paper. And I really loved it. And I thought that would be really cute for my 4th of July week birthdays. And so I ended up pulling from my my stack of 4th of July paper that I got from Joann's a couple of summers ago, this pie, because I thought it could totally be a berry pie. So I used that paper, and I did all of these. I did a little bit different than the sheet load sketch. So for this one, I did a background because I wanted to use my pie and I didn't want to cut it to fit this. So I didn't end up using these little strips here. I just used my pie in the background. And this floral piece is the back side of the berries. So I just did that instead. Now I didn't cut any card bases for this. I just went into my card base stash and I already had these folded in the colors red, white, or blue. So I just decided to use them. So some are 110, some are 65. So all of these are the same stamp. I did, if they had the blue, I did red, and all the rest. Now these 2, I don't know if I can even tell, but this is more of a different shade of blue. I think it's blueberry, and this one is Night of Navy. So they're so close, it's not really able to tell the difference, but I was trying to think about the card base. So that's the first set, and I did already stamp them and use some of the scraps inside. So I'm trying to keep my craft room clean and my table, just getting stuff off. So that's what I did there, and I didn't even try to make them fancy. All right, so that's the first set. The second set, because I have 6, so I had 6 birthdays this week. That's why I did that. So I can get those first 6 out for the 4th of July week. And then I did some pink and green ones because I have 6 pink and green birthdays this month. So I went to my little strawberry, pack of paper, and I got this floral piece. And so I went to my scrap bag for what to do for these little sides, because I did do this one that way. I also wanted to point out that outside of only 12 by 12 papers I cut were the printed, these solids were all scraps in my scrap bag. So what I ended up using scraps, I went to my scrap bag for whatever I put on the side. So I did pull a darker green that I thought matched this, and I embossed it. I should have put some pink on it, but I just figured I'd leave it since it is some white there. This, I ran out, so I ended up pulling another scrap, and it had other colors, and I was able to like trim it down to get to what I wanted. And then I had this scrap here with the kind of dark green, light green in it, and so I just used that because those pieces are only 1 by 0.6 0.75. So it's, you know, you don't need a lot of paper for that. And I had a pretty piece that I wanted, but I was not getting ready to cut into a 12 by 12 for that. And then I did use all of the same sentiment here and add it. And this is the person whose birthday was today. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. And then the rest of them all pretty much are the same about don't count the days, count the memories. Because I'm down to whether the stamp is in cursive or print. So I base it on how old the person is. So all of these ladies that I'm sending these to can read cursive. So I use this stamp. So that's that. Then I had some just random, and then I also have some men. So I had this fruity paper that's like all different fruits, but it's orange. It's all orange. So there's cherries and pineapples and lemons in here, but the whole thing is orange. And the back of one of my fruit papers that I used last month for citrus punch, this little piece is the back. So I didn't want to cut all the way into it because I really like the fruit part, the other paper. So I just used a little bit of whatever I kind of around what I had used on my Cricut. So I played around. So I did this just like it was supposed to be. Well, not quite, because this should be this side piece, but again, I didn't want to use all that. So I just used the pineapple or the fruit paper. And this card base was in my stash. I had 3 pieces of this orange. And so, you know, that only gives me 6 cards. And I ended up making 7. I'm not sure why that happened. Oh, I know why. Because I was watching the bear and I ended up cutting my paper in the wrong direction, which is why I ended up doing a different direction card. So, this is the basic, you know, format that Call Me Crafty Al did. And then remember I said I cut my paper the wrong way, so I improvised. And then I used this other sentiment, sending best wishes for a spectacular July birthday. And I had to modify the measurements because this was just a little bit longer. And then I modified it again because I was running out of my little orange piece, because I had that same color in my scrap bag, but I didn't have a big enough piece. So I was able to get those 4 out of that. And I think I'll do the guys. I'll do the ones for the guys in this, just because it kind of looks like a little badge and it looks more manly, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm so proud of myself. I binged TV and got these done today so I can get them in the mail. And pretty much I think I've got all my July cards done, and I can focus on this scrapbook that I need to do. And I think that's it. So check out my Instagram. I've actually been doing a lot of stuff this month. I just have not posted it all or done videos for it all, but I am going to get it up on Instagram by the weekend. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.